Last time on Ohio Home and Garden, we tapped marble and granite works to get our new countertops out of the quarry and into the kitchen. Our remodelers installed high-end cabinetry from Omega, and we topped it off with a custom concrete sink made and delivered by Trinity Concrete Productions. Louise and Courtney took a trip to Hamilton Parker to pick out tile for the kitchen and bath. And Swan Freedom helped our bathroom bloom with new mirrors and shower glass. Today we're recycling the old water heater and watching our house get a makeover OHG style. From out to in, top to bottom, we're putting on the final touches and you won't believe your eyes. All this and more today on OHG.
Today we're making a small change that's going to have a big impact. We're replacing the glass in the front door, and we're also replacing the transom window up top. We've got a special guest with us from Franklin Art Glass that's just a couple blocks away in German Village. It's Gary Helf. Gary, how are you? Gary's the president of Franklin Art Glass. How do we get started, Gary?
Well, the first thing we got to do is, of course, we have to measure it. Then we decide what we want to do, and we know that we want to use the house number. So we'll design a panel with the house number, and we'll get started at the studio.
Any way we can take the viewers down there to see how you make it?
Sure, let's go.
All right, great. We'll see you down at Franklin Art Glass. So, Gary, when customers come into your showroom and don't have any idea how to get started, how do you help them?
Well, we bring them into our display room here, and we ask them some simple questions. Is it going to be transom? Is it going to be a major window for a door? What's the design going to be? Flowers, contemporary, traditional, maybe a Frank Lloyd Wright design?
Well, why don't we go check on our transom and see how that's coming?
Okay, back this way.
All right.
Yeah, Bryce, on the way back to the Art Center, I'll show you some of the glass we stock.
Oh, wow.
We stock over 1,000 different colors of glass. There's some white that we're going to use for the letters in your window.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Okay, we'll move on back to the Art Center.
Okay.
We'll meet our artist Mike Wampum, who worked on your project.
All right. Well, hi, Mike. How are you?
Welcome to Franklin Art Glass.
Thank you very much. It's good to meet you. I'm excited to see what you came up with.
I usually begin with a thumbnail sketch. It is just an approximate sketch. From this, then, we'll go to a full-size drawing. The next step is to cut the patterns.
Oh, it's like a big puzzle all of a sudden.
It is. It's quite a lot like a puzzle with a sample of the color.
So all the pieces that will be blue will go into the envelope together
Exactly.
with that piece of glass. Okay.
And then they will go to Ott, the glass cutter, and he will go to the individual bins, get the glass out, lock it out, and cut it to the size. Then he'll tray all the glass up, and it goes to the glazer to be put together. From the glazer, then, it goes to the back room to be sealed or waterproofed, and then it's ready for installation.
You know, Gary, I'm so impressed with what you have at Franklin Art Glass. From the variety of glass to your design services, I had no idea what went into it.
We also do classes. You could do this yourself if you wanted to someday.
Oh man, we're not done yet. It's a great start though.
A stained glass window takes a great deal of time and patience to put together. Every piece is put together by hand. There's no machine here.
Did you know during the 60s and 70s, Franklin Art Glass produced over 45,000 restaurant lamps for Wendy's? While Franklin Art Glass finishes up the transom, Bryce heads back to the OHG house.
Today's an exciting day at the OHG house. We've got some new technology coming in to replace our old water heater. We've got a tankless water heater system going in. Joining me today is Matt Martinkovich. How are you?
Good, Bryce. How
You're
are
with
you?
Rep Source,
Yes,
a
sir.
local rep for the Bosch tankless water heaters, right?
Yes, sir.
Very
Absolutely.
good. So tell me about this system a little bit.
Well, one of the nice things about it is the space savings. We can put this unit anywhere in the home. Another benefit of this unit is the fact that it has a secondary fan inside. We have the original fan that allows us to push the gases out, and the secondary fan controls our burn time in our heat exchanger, which allows us to move at least 8 gallons of water into the house heated. With your standard tank, you lose efficiency as you drain hot water out of there because it refills with cold water. And that's a real misconception that I really have 40 gallons of hot water. Because this unit only fires and heats water when it's needed in the home, we have endless hot water.
I noticed at the bottom here, there's just a plug.
Yeah.
It's a standard 110 plug that this
Standard
goes into?
110.
Nothing
outlet.
fancy.
Nothing fancy.
Great. And then the gas line that comes in, the water lines that go in, and that'll service the whole house.
That'll service the whole house.
That's fantastic. Well, this is great. I love the space savings. I love the idea of it. This is just great technology to put in your home. It's energy conserving as well, I understand.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll save them about 30% overall in their electrical bill.
Well, it's been a long time, but Ian from Classic Plumbing's back with us. Hey, Ian.
Hey, Bryce, how you doing?
Good, good. So what do you think?
Place looks great.
Well, a lot of hard work's gone into it, and it's really taken shape. Now that we're going to see some of these new fixtures coming in, I think that's going to make a big difference in there.
Yeah, this is a freestanding bathtub, and Kohler provided it.
So it's a different kind of installation. And I noticed that some of the fixtures that are in there are things that maybe some consumers that are watching us haven't seen. And it'd be good for you to show us a little bit about what you have in here, how it works, and maybe just a couple details.
Great.
All right.
Bryce, this is where the new bathtub's going to go.
How do you anchor that thing in here?
Going to anchor it with carriage bolts down through the subfloor.
Okay, and you had to cut a channel here. Is that for the drain line?
Yes, that's for the drain.
Very good. Now I noticed the toilet over here is a little different looking.
This is a Sterling conservation toilet, and the difference in this is that it has 2 buttons on it instead of 1. One button is for solids and 1 button is for liquids.
Okay, so it uses a different volume of water.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a
Excellent.
green toilet, I guess.
I also noticed that it doesn't look the same from the outside. It's more sleek.
No, it's a little bit more contemporary look to it. Over here we've got the new wall-mounted faucets. These are ones that we had to put in on the roof.
So, as you were saying, it's not really a faucet you can just buy off the shelf and make it a wall mount. You have to buy a special fixture for that.
Correct.
Well, I know you got a lot to do today, and I can give you a hand with that tub if you'd like.
That would be great.
Okay, well,
Thanks a lot.
let's hit it. Well, we traveled back in time, and we're here at the maiden voyage of the Maid of the Mist, here at the Niagara Falls. Wait a minute. This is not the Niagara Falls. This is the OHG show, and we're doing some power washing on this old house, and it's well needed. I'm here with John McFarland of Classic Paper and Painting. He's going to show us how to get this old grime off.
Bryce, how you doing?
I'm doing real well.
Good.
A little wet. I thought I was somewhere else.
In Niagara Falls, I take it.
That's
yeah.
right. You probably get that a lot. So tell me, how are you guys going to get the grime off this old house?
We are working with a chemical that we dilute. We spray it on first, let it sit, and then we're taking a low pressure washer to clean off the dirt and the grime, off the brick, and then off the wood itself. So you can see this area over here on the brick, how dirty it is with the grime that we have, and just everyday pollution that's here is what it is. And if you come back here and look, you can see this is a section that Scott and Kelly has gone over, and they've cleaned real well.
Now, there's issues like ivy growing up the side of this house.
Yeah.
Now, how do you tackle something like that?
We have a special tip. It's a oscillating tip that has a ball bearing inside that the water shoots around, and it'll grab the leaves and the vines, pull most of it back. Some of it will still need to be scraped off.
I also noticed there's some tarps laying around here.
Yes.
What is that for?
These are black tarps that we use. A lot of it's used in the landscaping industry. We decided to put them into our business so the water will go down through, but it'll still catch all the paint chips, things like that.
Okay, so it's prepping for painting.
It's what we need to prep, right. Well, the guys are just finishing up on the front porch area.
This just looks great in comparison to where we started. You all remember what the house looked like to where we are today.
Right.
This is the paint over here?
Yeah, this is the Sherwin-Williams. This type of product can be used in colder temperatures. So it does extend our exterior painting season.
Well, why don't we head inside and then figure out how we're going to get stains to blend and all that.
Perfect.
These old houses have all kinds of tricks up their sleeves. So let's go check it out.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bryce, we come inside, we can see Bill and John have started painting in this room.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, they're getting close to being finished.
This is looking great. Wow, what a transformation of the space. If you remember back to when we first walked into this house the first time, there's wallpaper all over the place, there are a lot of holes in the walls. This place really was quite a mess. So, John, how do you guys get started? The drywall's up, it's ready for paint.
Once we have new drywall, we'll come in and put a latex primer on. We had used the Sherwin-Williams primer on this. Okay. And then at that point, we're going to come in and put 2 coats of their acrylic paint over top for a nice finish.
Now I know upstairs you guys did a little bit of work, and we were going to take a look at that because we've got some different colors and some combinations up there.
Big transformations up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, let's check it out.
Great,
I can't wait
great.
to see it.
Bryce, as you can see, the upstairs is really coming along well.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to come in the master bathroom. This will give us a good idea of what a deep color looks like. Your designers did an outstanding job of matching this up with the tile.
Now John, what is it about darker paint? Is there anything special you have to do with that? I've heard rumors that it's hard to blend. Is that correct?
This is a Sherwin-Williams cashmere. It's
Yeah.
a very good quality product. So you may want to come in and put a coat on, let it dry thoroughly, and then put your second coat on with it.
So all you really need is 2 coats.
Well, we put a prime coat underneath
Okay.
just because of it being a deeper color.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the install looks great, Todd.
I do too. I think they're going to be very happy with the job the guys did today.
Hey Ron.
Well, hey Bryce, thanks for coming down. This is Todd Atkins, our appliance manager
Hi
here.
Todd,
in
how
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too.
I'm going to let you two talk for a little bit. I got a lighting job down the street I need to go see.
Sure.
Wonderful. Well, Todd, things are looking good. It's nice to finally see appliances in here. It's been kind of a long time coming, and with appliances this size, what do you do to protect the home?
We come out weeks in advance of the delivery to make sure that dimensionally everything is in place the way it needs to be for a successful delivery and install on the same day.
This will be fun. The viewers will enjoy looking at this product because it's kind of new. Not everybody has one.
This is a great use of space for both a warming drawer and for a microwave that is far more space conscious and easier to use from a functionality standpoint. You're not taking up counter space, you're not taking overhead space. You're just again using a great combination of cooking products in a very efficient space.
Oh yeah, that's cool. And then the warming drawer, is that same kind of thing? Yeah, okay.
Same kind of thing. And again,
Yeah,
right,
cool?
right here have the 2 products stacked and very good use of space.
And then the dishwasher, again, it goes along with the Viking package here. Just an outstanding feature, but the fridge is great. You were mentioning this, and this is part of the design, is that the built-in feature is something, you know, not necessarily unique to kitchens, but in this space it works really well.
Yeah, in this space it is pretty unique actually, and again, you know, kudos to your design team for finding a way to fit this into this space because it really gives this a gourmet or a very high-end touch and feel type kitchen with the built-in product. And the bottom freezer refrigerators are very popular in the professional series of built-in refrigeration.
Yeah.
And Viking does a fantastic job with their products.
Well, they do, and I can tell you firsthand, viewers might remember this, I've been inside one of these and they're quite spacious and very comfortable. Well, Todd, I can tell you, and I'll tell the viewers too, we've had nothing but great things to say about all the people at Ferguson, the experience you guys have delivered with this project, but other ones we've worked with you on as well. You guys know your stuff, you got great things to look at in the showroom, and you guys are very well trained on knowing what the products do and how they perform best. So, you know, the next time you're looking for appliances, I certainly would direct anybody to come on down to your showroom and hopefully enjoy even half as good of an experience as I've had working with you guys. So thanks for all you've done with us.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
of course.
Well, this is a transom, and basically this glass is putty glazed in, and we're going to remove this glass and put pressure on the glass, and that makes a score, and then you pop it on the other side. Anytime you're dealing with glass cutters and glass and all, is to wear some kind of safety glasses because it's really important not to get glass in your eyes. So we'll come over here, and then I would just peel that right out. And yes, the number one question, do you get cut? Just about every day.
Hey Matt, how are you?
Good.
Good. I'm here with Matt Hildebrand of First Choice Glass Block and Masonry, and he's taking a look at our wall here. Now, last time you saw the wall, you might remember it leaned way out over the sidewalk, and a lot of it had to do with this tree stump that's right down here. Now, there was a tree that was here for over 100 years, and it took some time, but it started to push that wall away, and Matt, you're here to fix it, which we love having you here. Now, what do you do to tackle a job like this?
Well, there's a couple of reasons it failed, and basically to remedy it, we are demoing out the rest of the tree roots. And then we're taking and putting a 4-inch perforated drain pipe behind there so water can actually weep itself out onto the sidewalk. The granite cobbles we're reusing, they're not all milled the same way. They're not manufactured from a plant. I mean, they're actually quarried and actually hand
here's one here.
And hand milled. Where you take a traditional brick or block or a retaining wall material, it's all modular. It's the exact same size every single time. So you can see we have established a new footer here. And, we've got a little bit of it done already, Bryce. If you want to go over to where we're starting to build the leads off the corner.
Okay, why don't we take a look? Oh yeah, Matt, I see what you mean. This is really coming together pretty good.
Yeah, we were able to actually salvage some of the existing wall because it's nice and plumb and sturdy.
And as you mentioned, there's not a square or plumb one of these pieces of granite out there, but it's coming together like a giant puzzle.
First Choice Glass Block is actually the largest glass block company in Central Ohio, but we also specialize in all the niche masonry work, including egress windows, paver patios, and a lot of the masonry repair like this wall.
Well, Matt, I tell you what, it looks like you got things pretty well in your own hands here, because I'm not doing much good for you. So I'm going to head inside and to see what everybody's working on inside, okay?
Alrighty, Bryce.
Can I hang on to these?
You can hold on to this.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Alrighty.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
We're finally at the point where we're having the hardwood floors refinished, and I've got Ryan Deach of Stanley Steamer here. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Bryce. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
What is it you're taking a look at here?
Well, the first thing I like to do when I come into a house is to determine how much wear layer they have left on the floor. And so the easiest way to do it is to pull a grate or a vent and take a look at the side view of the floor.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty thin floor.
It is very thin. It's a 3/8. Back in the day when they built this house, 1.5 inches was a standard.
And that's the width of the board,
width.
correct? Okay.
And the 3/8 is the thickness. But you see, you only have until the tongue and groove to sand, so we'll have to be careful, but I haven't seen a floor yet that we can't sand and finish.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what do you do about a problem like that, where you got a piece of the floor that's missing, and obviously the age of this, it's going to be hard to find anything new that comes back in.
We can get the size board. They do still mill it. So what we'll do is we'll cut this board out, and then we'll replace it with a new piece. Now you're right, this floor is aged like a good wine, where this floor we may have to probably put a stain on it just so it blends and hides some of those water spots.
Well, good. Well, I know upstairs we had some walls that moved. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, so what we've done here is this board has some holes in it, and what we had done is we cut the board out and we measured the piece and we got one in that's going to sit down real nice.
Okay.
And we want to do that, obviously, like I said before, we come in and sand the floor, so when we come in and sand the floor, it's all that work is done.
Yeah, I can see that they got started here. So the guys obviously have to just finish stripping this down, and then what's the next step to prepare for, I guess, is it stain is the next thing, or do you do something in between?
Well, actually on this pine floor, because it doesn't have the water issues like the oak floors downstairs, I think we're going to go natural on this floor.
Great.
So what we'll do is we'll sand this down and get it prepped and ready, and we'll put an oil sealer on the floor that'll really bring out the natural beauty of the heart pine floor.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the overall finish of this is just going to be fantastic. These older homes, Victorian Village, they have a lot of character, as you've seen as we've gone through construction on this. But one of the things that's really going to be attractive about this home is just this loft is going to have a real artsy feel to it. Kind of the throwback, you see some of the age to it, but it also is going to inspire some character too.
These ancient hardwoods are over 100 years old. Stanley Steamer will start off by replacing all damaged wood and holes. The floors then require a second or third pass by the sander, making sure to get the edges and all those hard-to-reach places. And as you can see, these floors are now 100 years new. Now, a water popping technique is used to pull out the original hardwood grain texture, but we're not done yet. We selected a dark color stain to hide any old water spot imperfections, and lastly, applied a low VOC sealer for protection. Just look at the amazing results. After only 2 weeks, we now have 3,200 square feet of brand new floors. I'm sure Ryan can't wait to show Bryce.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now this turned out great. I love it.
Yeah, as you can see, we did keep a lot of the character in the floor by not adding stain to the final product here.
Yeah, you remember actually when this floor used to be covered with a vinyl product, and as we started to remove it because it was damaged in a lot of areas, it had a lot of adhesive down, and when we met with you the first time, really, all those sanding belts you guys went through to pull that glue up. But it's really great. You know, it's one of the things I really like about how you guys did finish this is it still has some of that old character to it from that glue and just how deep it was in here, because it had been here for literally decades. It's been on this floor. So, you know, the treatment you guys did to this is really great. There's still some nice wide gaps in here. And there's no way we're going to bring those gaps together, but it's just awesome.
Yeah, there is, it's not a perfect floor, but that's kind of the beauty of it, I think. There's glue in some of the old gaps there, and some of the boards have been replaced, are not perfect, but like you said, I think it's going to be a really nice loft someday for somebody. Yeah,
it's perfect for an art studio or just an office or extra, you know, playroom. You don't have to worry about kids damaging the floor up here. That's been done probably 50 years ago.
Right. You know, and actually people pay a good square foot price for a reclaimed floor like this. So
there you go. Well, there you have it. You better buy the house now before the price goes up and we can catch wind of that further. But yeah, this is really great. Now, downstairs, obviously the floors were different. They're not, we have the pine that's underneath the oak, but the finish is a little different. Is that correct?
It is. We stained the floor downstairs because there was some water marks and things that we wanted to cover. And if we went natural like this, I don't think it would have given us the final product that we were looking for. So we can take a look at that down there and see how that went.
Yeah, well, let's go look at the first floor, see how that turned out.
Well, Bryce, as you can see, after we sanded the floor, we stained it.
Oh yeah, this turned out beautiful. I can see the difference just in the color of the wood.
Right, it's a much more uniform look than we had upstairs because we did add the stain.
Yeah, that's great. I know, was it Mike that was working down here the other day where he's covering where that outlet was?
Yeah, we had an outlet right here that was then moved to behind us. So what we did was we cut the boards out and replaced them. Sanded it, stained it, and finished it, and now you can't even tell.
That's awesome because, you know, the sanding obviously gives it a nice level finish, but the stain really blends it in. You can't even tell there was an old outlet there.
And the other thing that was a concern down here was some water spots, and by adding stain, we've covered those up and made the floor more uniform.
Yeah, you know, when I first walked in here and saw it, I honestly couldn't believe that it just looked like a new floor in here. It doesn't look like it's the same old floor. We've been working on this floor, you know, all along, and I was wondering how in the world are we ever going to get this thing to look good again? And, you know, when I look at it today, I don't know, I didn't watch you guys do the whole thing, but it almost feels like you came in and put a whole new floor in here. But
it does look like that, but this is the original floor, and I thought it turned out really well.
Yeah, well, this is awesome. Now, Ryan, for homeowners that are watching today and really have an old floor in their home that might need some repair or refinished, or they might even want to put a new floor in where there isn't one currently, how do they get in touch with you to either have you come out or just ask some questions?
Well, they can certainly call us at 1-800-STEAMER or go online to www.stanleysteamer.com and check out all of our services.
Well, good. If you do want that new look to your floors, boy, I'll tell you what, this is just seeing is believing. We're finally going to get to see our stained glass window. Let's see what you got.
Here it is, Bryce. What do you think?
Well, it's a little bit whiter than I thought. Can we open her up and see what she looks like?
Sure.
Oh, wow. It's backwards. Oh, let's try that. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. That turned out fantastic.
Where do you see it in place?
All right, why don't we go get it installed and get some natural light through it.
What do you think, Bryce?
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, it turned out beautiful. And from the street here, you can see the numbers really clearly. The only problem is our address is 323.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. I'm actually just kidding with you. Well, thanks for joining us for this project, and we hope you join us for the next project we have scheduled. Take care. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Take care. See ya. Right? We like you.